Oh my gosh. Who did? Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. What's this? What's this? What's this? What's this? You guys like food?
They do like food.
You guys like food, right?
They love food.
I got food. Stay here. You also got some funny faces.
Look at these choices. This is new, improved behavior.
They came out really nice today.
Yeah, they did.
Oh, that's good. Oh, that's good. What are you doing? Are you trying to get brownie points? They really like food a lot. You can tell. Alright. Let's see if you can get along with the other dogs too.
Don't try this at home.
Oh, no. This is unnecessary at home. I just need to do it.
This is resource guarding tests and protocols. Good job. Little vacuum cleaners.
Nice work. All right.
Working on boundaries. Josh told him not to touch the bowl.
Now we gotta figure out who's who real quick on these collars. Who's green? You're green.
Ozzie's green, Bailey's purple.
It means you're purple.
So Josh has set up a nice situation for himself to help with putting context to the why of all this training. So he's going to set a boundary. And it also works on their stay. Good job. You got to have boundaries with your dog.
This is something I haven't really had a chance to do with them yet.
At least they don't fight each other. That's one thing the owner doesn't
So far it looks good.
struggle with.
So far it looks good. Haven't seen any problems with that, which is one good thing not to have to worry about. Not to say that things can't happen, they're young still, but so far they've been pretty soft with each other. Really nipping my hands off. I feel like today has been, I think it's the first time that we're bringing them in this room together, is it?
Mm-hmm. It's also the first time we've been able to collar them up, bring them out of their crate, go into the yard without any drama at all.
Everybody's made all the choices they're making is on their own. I haven't made any commands yet. They keep trying to please, which is headed in the right direction.
You guys don't understand, like, the difficulty that these dogs have put us through. I mean, even just a simple potty was a nightmare. They did not want to wait as the crate door was open. They didn't want to recall out. They didn't want to wait at the door to go to the yard. I mean, everything we asked them to do, they would want to do the opposite. They didn't want to come back in. It's like everything.
Good. I get to correct her in front of them. So the bowl's just sitting there. Everybody wants it. Every one of the dogs wants it. Even the
Oh yeah,
wants it.
they love their food.
So it's a good leadership exercise to be able to have my food here and leave it. You know, you can, I mean, I have dog food, which is pretty, there's pretty good stuff in here. But I can do it with my food too. That's good. Very good. I like the choices. Great.
Good job, everybody.
Alright, we're gonna do a little bit of place work today.
Yeah, because they treated the inside of the home like playground. Chewing up stuff, nonstop barking, making a little racetrack for them in their living room, running in circles.
Alright. Good job, guys. So I'm taking it kind of chill. Unless something comes up. So far. They're almost laying down what they're doing.
It's because they think that's what we're gonna want, and that's not a bad choice. They're trying to please.
They know that usually is always a good choice.
Which is ironic because, especially with Bailey, but Ozzie too, the refusal to down when we were trying to teach it was next level.
No, they don't have, more than likely, because we haven't worked them together yet. So they don't probably have a very good name recognition, but we're about to find out just how much of a mess that is. Meaning, if I say one of them come here, are they both gonna come here? Or, you know, can they listen to just the names? I don't really probably, I'm gonna guess no. I'm gonna guess that they listen to either name. I bet you if I had Bailey out here alone and I started using the name Ozzie, he would just listen.
He would just listen,
They
yeah.
seem like
It's just
they both
intertwined.
react to both names.
Yeah.
So that's a later on thing. But if it gives me too big of a problem.
Look at the dependence Bailey has on Ozzie, but Ozzie doesn't seem to really. He's more independent.
Yeah.
Bailey's more insecure.
He's definitely more insecure. We noticed that right off the bat.
Yeah, day one.
Within minutes of interacting with them. The insecure one is typically the one that will be the one overreacting.
Barking a lot. Yep.
But they haven't seen yet, at least, because we're in 10 months. But you usually do see it on that age, I'd imagine. We're not seeing him correct Bailey yet. Is that correct?
Yep.
At home?
Mm-hmm.
Typically, you probably see something like that.
Yep.
Somebody would be correcting somebody. Alright. Alright, Ozzie. Come on. That's good. I'm going pretty informal right now. Until I
Nice
see
job.
the attitude, and then I'll start to...
Nice job.
Good. Bailey. Good job. Right here. That's pretty
Very
good.
beautiful.
This is definitely the first time doing this together, so...
The reason this looks so nice is because their attitudes are really good. What we're asking them to do is so simple. The only way they'd struggle is if they didn't want to listen.
Good. I seen a little bit more of a pull, let's say like a desire for him to go over to Bailey to go to Ozzie's bed. See, I felt a little bit of that. Good. But he did what he was asked. Now let's see the interesting thing that I'm saying about Bailey is he's less attentive, not in a bad way, but he's more just chilling. Where you'll notice, I'm noticing today Ozzie's looking at me a lot.
Mm-hmm.
He's just watching me, just ready to take direction. Good. Overall, I'm seeing nothing but good stuff from them. We're just taking it easy. Again, this is their first time being together with us. I'm waiting to see if something comes up. We're doing something very simple today. We go out to the yard, we use the bathroom. They had a little bit of time to play before we came in. Then it's coming into the threshold politely, being in the room politely, being around the other dogs. I'm just seeing if something's coming up, bringing out food, bringing out resources, seeing if something's coming up. They're making good choices time after time. They're being respectful, like you said. Their state of mind is follower. I want to listen. I want to be good. I want to do the right thing. that's the mentality that I'm saying about Bailey. He's less attentive, not in a bad way, but he's more just chilling. Where you'll notice, I'm noticing today, Ozzie's looking at me a lot.
Mm-hmm.
He's just watching me, just ready to take direction. Good. Overall, I'm seeing nothing but good stuff from them. We're just taking it easy. Again, this is the first time being together with us. I'm waiting to see if something comes up. We're doing something very simple today. We go out to the yard, we use the bathroom. They had a little bit of time to play before we came in. Then it's coming into the threshold politely, being in the room politely, being around the other dogs. I'm just seeing if something's coming up, bringing out food, bringing out a resource, seeing if something's coming up. They're making good choices time after time. They're being respectful, like you said. Their state of mind is follower. I want to listen. I want to be good. I want to do the right thing. That's the mentality, so everything is going real smooth. And then I take the place beds out, and I'm just going to say, guys, stay on these, see if anything comes up. Now, it's not, so they have the knowledge of this basic stuff. They have the knowledge of a recall, of a stay, the things we use to get in here, to down, to lay on the beds. And they're doing it really, really, really flawlessly right now. It looks really good. But if they were to have a little bit of an attitude about it, this is what you were saying. If they were to be bratty or not feeling like listening, and to put in a stink, then it doesn't matter the knowledge. It'll look sloppy or it'll be a pain.
Yep.
Right? So even if they came to this room today and they're like, I ain't listening, but they have all the knowledge, it's gonna look pretty bad.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
Just trying to get them onto a bed
it's gonna be
can be a mess.
hassle,
Yeah.
Right? If they come in with a state of mind where they want to please you and they're trying to be good boys, then you can see how smooth and easy it goes. And you can feel the energy. They're purposely
Calm.
They're doing that on purpose. You notice I kind of put them in a couple scenarios where a dog's energy typically would go up. And you would see these guys, their energy went up higher than theirs. They kept themselves calm because they're associating that with what we want. That's what we want default to be, is just this chill, this calm and compliant state of mind that they enter, where their energy is very low, but they're compliant, so they're listening with low energy. That's going to keep us successful. And so they know that. They know that keeps them successful, and so they're applying it. They applied it right out of the gate. As soon as I let them out of their kennels, they came out like this, just chill. Went out to the yard, chill. Even Bailey played a little bit with Izzy, but it was chill and it was appropriate. Nothing went overboard. So, today we're seeing respect. We're seeing trust. We're seeing willingness and happiness to be followers. So everything's looking nice and smooth. I'm really enjoying it. The next step would be starting to take them off property together. This is things we're going to do, not necessarily something that the owners have to do, but something that we're going to do to bring them full circle. Is we're going to make sure they can do this in the house, make sure they can do this with distractions. I'm going to sweep, we're going to do all that. But, knocks at the door, all that. But eventually, can they walk together? Can they go on an outing together? Can they go down to the field together on a hike with other dogs? And can they do all that being as good as they are now? So we have about 3 weeks left with them, I believe. Is that right?
Yeah.
So we got plenty of time to start putting them together and working on individually anything that comes up that might feel like it needs to be worked on. But I'm just going to start going at that. So they're great individually, but they also can work as a unit great. So it's good boys. This guy's falling asleep.
Yeah, and Bailey was the one that had the majority of the separation anxiety, a lot of barking, driving them a little nutty.
Separation anxiety from the owner?
Yeah, a lot of barking.
Yeah. It's probably more like he just doesn't want to be in his kennel.
Yep.
And he's anxious just in general, because I'm not his owner. And he was anxious around me, and he presented the same type of anxiety in the kennel. I mean, we're really good at making sure that stuff just stops. So we didn't see it very long, but they 100% right in the kennel were going right back to what they did at home, barking and the barking that we experienced was probably just as bad as they experienced it at home, because these guys didn't hold back. It was like,
Yeah.
cars, scary things, exciting things, right? So anybody who lives with a dog typically can understand that that's not as easy, like taking a walk around the block. That sounds nice, right? Most people can't even walk around the block with their dogs without it being some type of stressful. From getting the leash on, to going out the door, to walking around the block. You're probably at least putting up with some of this being pulled around. Alright, so, and we don't want any of that. With ours, every step of the way, they're followers. Otherwise, we're on it. So, we're not just letting them get away with being crazy and putting the leashes on or pulling us to the car. As long as you're okay when we get to the store, you can pull them. They don't get away with none of the dogs here, because this is a training program. They have to do it right every step of the way. Okay? And so these two, what I really like about them, why I'm proud of them today, is that their mentality is perfect. Flawless. It's flawless. Good. And the mentality is everything. It is everything. That is a mistake.
Honest mistake. It's common that when the dogs are either pet or praised, they think it's over. And so we just put him back.
He got corrected.
And then we're gonna reintroduce the same trigger, pet and walk away.
So, I want to start sweeping and stuff, be more productive here. I'm also going to liven up the room a little bit, make it more difficult for them. I'm going to take that same food that we were playing with before, letting them all eat, and only these two are going to be going around picking it up. And you better believe they're going to be tempted to get off. The reason I'm doing that is because I need to provide things in the environment that make them want to not listen, something else they'd rather be doing. It mimics a guest coming through the door. It mimics anything in the environment that's going to make the dog want to go up on that thing, interact with that thing. So I can do that. I can use toys, use other dogs, use food. To see the choices they make, are they just going to act on impulse, see something I want, leave the command, or are they going to stay there? How difficult is it for them? So I really get a good read. I'm going to start with sleeping, and then I'm going to slowly just amp up the environment. I'm going to double check on the collars here. Alright, he's purple, he's green. Making sure we got the right collars. Alright, while I'm doing this, believe it or not, sweeping like this is enough to get some dogs to just get off of it.
Yep.
So it's a nice spot to start. So, yeah, so these guys are getting to a really good point where they're going to start to become easy to live with, which is why they're here. We want them to be easy, and once they're easy for us,
We transfer it.
they're ready to be transferred over. But the most important thing when they go home, to keep control of this little pack we have, is we have to have a good mentality. We have to make sure that we are expecting, we have to know what to expect from them, and that we don't slack on the important things, which is making sure we're getting respect out of them with every interaction. Pretty much that's the big one. They're listening to you. They're allowing you to lead. They're not giving you an attitude about it. Being able to identify that and to see and to know what to correct and stay consistent with it, and make sure that you prioritize being a leader and then being a follower, and you prioritize that proper relationship, you're going to be very successful. If it slips because we stop prioritizing leading, yet I don't know the owners of these dogs, but I'm just speaking in general terms. If it slips because we don't prioritize having control and dogs being respectful, and we trade that off for like cute little moments, fun little moments where we shouldn't, then it'll start to slip. And with two dogs like this, who will very much feed off each other, if it starts to slip, your slope is like this. So it's gone.
It is.
It'll be very much a mess. You're not going to get a slow slope like a lot of dogs. This is my guess. You're going to get the cliff. So if you start to slip, it's just poof, right? It's going to go down real fast. Well, you might have a little bit of a buffer because of the training, so you'll see there's a buffer. We don't want you to rely on that buffer, because over time they're not seeing us, it will fade. But And you'll learn everything you need to know. It's not like you're gonna go home in the dark. You'll know what you need to be doing, what you need to be correcting, and how you need to be. Stop prioritizing leading. Yet I don't know the owners of these dogs, but I'm just speaking in general terms. If it slips because we don't prioritize having control and dogs being respectful, and we trade that off for like cute little moments, fun little moments where we shouldn't, then it'll start to slip. And with two dogs like this, who will very much feed off each other, if it starts to slip, your slope is like this. So it's gone.
It is.
It'll be very much enough. You're not going to get a slow slope like a lot of dogs. This is my guess. You're going to get the cliff. So if you start to slip, it's just poof, right? It's going to go down real fast. But you might have a little bit of a buffer because of the training. So you'll see there's a buffer. We don't want you to rely on that buffer because over time they're not seeing us. It will fade. And you'll learn everything you need to know. It's not like you're going to go home in the dark. You'll know what you need to be doing, what you need to be correcting, and how you need to be. And that's what these videos help with, is to make sure your mentality is where it needs to be, right? Because the reason I bring that up is because our mentality, Julie and I's, the way we view the dogs and what we expect out of them and what we want from them is why we're able to be successful. Of course, we're being paid to do this, and it's our career. But ultimately, that's what allowed us to be successful with our dogs and the dogs that come to the door, is we had to change our mentality. Because both of us have the wrong way of thinking, which led to the wrong way of behaving, which led to dogs behaving the wrong way. So, or at least when I say the wrong way, I just mean a way that's very stressful, frustrating, and unreliable, and dangerous. Because these guys are dangerous. Don't think that they're not gonna. You already know. I know I don't need to harp on this because I know the owners already know this, but they are dangerous. They're a danger to themselves when they get out the door. They can get hit by cars. They're a danger to other dogs. They've already proven that. Not that they can't be. Look, they can be good dogs. It's just going to take leader first. Like one of our good friends, he has the line. I can't remember exactly how it goes. You might have to correct me, but he says, love them by leading them. Right? Is that correct? That's his line, and I love that line because to me that is true love. Especially now that I have a little boy and I realize I have to lead him at times to teach him what's appropriate and what's not. And sometimes that's not always the thing that I want to do in that moment. You know what I mean? It's not as easy as just being like, let it go, or whatever. So love them by leading them and being the leader and finding that kind of tough love, going down that road when you have to, is really true love. You're doing what's best for them, even though it's not always the fun thing or the convenient thing to do at the time. But the benefits are huge. So we got to change our mentality to get control of our dogs. That test was easy for them. That was a little easy. Let's up it a little bit. This is probably not going to happen in their home. They're probably not going to be playing with another dog. So you just want to make sure they can do it.
He just had to check out where the food bowl
I was
was.
just going to say, he cannot, folks, he does not want to play without food bowls like that. He does. He's like, let's just do the thing. So, but we picked up the energy a little bit, but they've remained consistent. This is good, so they're going to get some good boys here. I'm taking the call a little bit more. Let's see if we'll hold this. That's my job. I do that. You too. Good boy. Very nice. Very good. Very heavily food motivated dogs. You can already see the sound of the food around his head up, and then he lays back down.
They go nuts over mealtime. They love their food.
So let's not, they love their food, absolutely. Let's not forget that just a few minutes ago, they were able to participate in this. So it really might be a struggle, might be difficult for them.
Wow.
It was good. Very hard exercise here. We're making it look easy, but this is difficult. Especially with the dogs romping around and picking it up. See, this is going to be really hard here. Look, I'm seeing some good neutralities here. He's just checking in. Bailey wasn't, he's just checking to see if it was for him or not. I really love what I'm seeing. A week ago, 2 weeks ago when these dogs got dropped off, this is an impossible scene. There's no way we would have, there's no way, this is an everyday working towards this moment. And now how far along are we? 2 weeks in?
Yeah.
Something like that?
I mean, it took 2 weeks just to get an easy potty routine going.
Well, it's because you got two of them. So what we experienced is, like, he was more difficult and he was easy. And then he became easy and he became more difficult. And they like took turns going back and forth. And they feed off each other too. So if one of them would start barking, then the other one would start barking. Right? But they're stable now. That was it.
Very nice. Who is it?
Just a little test here. I really enjoy it. You guys are good. Let's see what they do if I release them. Good boy, Bailey. Ozzie. Great.
Nice job, boys. Good job. Checking out what's left.
Check out what's left. That's cool. But look at this though. This is
Respect.
respect. And the energy stayed consistently low. And never like shot up. That's a large amount of respect. Great shot. Yeah, it's really, really good. So if they can stay this is the default, which is what they're learning. The
Chill.
default is to be calm. Yeah, compliant, aka listening. This is what we want, our relationship. This is what I want your relationship to be to me. Alright? Good. You can see, okay. In the pack, in our little pack, you two and me, this is the dynamic. Good. And it's very successful. If you can achieve this at home,
You're going to be fine.
I mean,
Josh, it only took you a decade of working with dogs every day, all day.
yeah, that's true. But it's going to be easier.
Because they'll have the training and the foundation,
Yeah, doing it the first time. Like, being the one to create the relationship that's the model for how they should be treating a human.
That's the
first
heavy
one
load.
through,
Yeah.
That's the hard one, yeah. They're going to be so, they're spending so much time here that it's going to be second nature to have this type of relationship. They're going to have it with me, they're going to then be able to do it with you, without me around. And then going to the owners, what you'll see is, old association. So then they might try to kick back.
Ozzie didn't like that.
They might try to kick back, right? And then you guys get to come and say, no, we want the same one.
Ozzie didn't appreciate Riggin sniffing his back end,
He
so
appreciated you.
he did.
No, we wouldn't have them in here if we couldn't stop anything in a second.
Yeah.
With our personal dogs.
Yeah.
If it was like, I told him no, or you told him no, and it didn't quite work. And
There's going to be a dog fight. It's going to be a dog fight.
We can't have it. So
You got to stop it.
the way you're going to be living with them, and you're going to be prioritizing leading, is the same way we have to live with him, or her, or even Izzy. Because we need to be able, as soon as I say no, it's done. And if he doesn't take it seriously, he's going to know.
You got to follow through. Yep.
You don't. If you
Collar
say
or no collar, you got to follow through.
Got to. So he stopped. And now we can move on. If he didn't stop, we would both be noting that. We would correct it in the moment, we would also be like, he needs to tighten up. Else
Yes.
something, let's find the holes. We can't have that. Good. Alright boys, great.
Good